and then let's build up as much money as we possibly can. And shout receivers that get whooping, that get hollering. Whatever they say, it's wonderful. Chrissy, Derbyshire!
I've got quite a loud voice actually. Can you hear me? Right. Love it. Just to give you a very quick idea of the kind of person you're dealing with here, if you haven't already got a bit of an idea. I recently put both of my hands in the bin in a public bathroom because I thought it was a Dyson Airblade. So luckily, I found out both of the something's making me think. So another mic. Yes. So that's me. What else can I say about myself? I think I'm quite a modern person. I'd like to think I'm a bit of an advocate for more progressive, more atypical family setups. For instance, my life partner isn't strictly a husband. If anything, he's more what you call a cat. He's a cat. He's a cat. His name's Bernard. I think we have a very healthy relationship. Except that he did recently lick my boob, and we haven't really spoken about it since. I'm not sure what that means for us. I think this is going to be my year, though. I think this is going to be my year. I think this might be the year where I finally become a viable human being. Yes, I'm going to function. I can feel it. It's been an uphill struggle, though. Not gonna lie, it has been an uphill struggle. Most struggles are uphill, really, aren't they? Hardly ever hear about struggles in other directions. Sisyphus chasing a boulder downhill. Shit, catch it! No, it's going to be a classic uphill struggle. Because there are a lot of impediments to me becoming a functioning human. For a start, you'll no doubt be astonished to discover I have ADHD. No, wow, really? No, it's true. I do. I hide it very well. I have ADHD. I have poor impulse control, poor short-term memory. I'm clinically depressed. I have poor short-term memory. And I'm an introvert. And to top it all off, I've chosen as my profession something that necessitates the most unnatural communication possible. This is not normal, okay? This is weird. Me up here, you down there. Do I have the power because I'm on the mic? Do you have the power because there are more of you than there are of me? I don't know. It is weird though, isn't it? It is weird. I'm going to make it so weird. So I've been thinking a lot lately about my internal organs. Yeah, there's no natural way to introduce that into a conversation, is there? It always feels a bit forced. And we're all, I would say, weirdly squeamish, weirdly almost coy at our innards. Like as soon as our insides are mentioned, we become a kind of fainting aunt from a Jane Austen novel. Mr. Darcy, please, your kidneys are on full display. Save something for your wife. That was from Pride and Pancreas. It's not a one-liner comedian, they've got range. But they're there, aren't they? Inside us, I think. I suppose I haven't looked very often. I'd say I look at my own insides the normal amount, which I've googled that and that's not at all. I don't look at my own insides at all. I do believe that they're there. And I don't like that I'm aware that they're there. Okay, if you want to be constantly mildly traumatised, and you're watching me, so I assume that's what you're into, I would recommend becoming aware of your own internal organs and the fact that, best case scenario, they are sitting there inside you day after day, doing things without your complete understanding or your permission. And there's flipping loads of them too. Like if I had to guess, I would say at least 5 or 6 different bits. I'm not a qualified doctor, I could have been, I chose not to be. Medicine's loss was comedy's gain. I'm going somewhere with this, by the way. I just wanted to make sure we were all on the same page vis-a-vis guts. And on that note, hello. Hi, what's your name, sorry? Reese. Don't know what I was expecting. Reese, tell me, Reese, do you think it's reasonable for me to assume that you have internal organs? That was quite a worrying amount of hesitation. he is hedging his bets. He's not sure. Might be full of Lego, might be full of milk. We'll never know. We'll never know. I'm not flirting. It's a science. If I was flirting, of course, I'd be asking you about your external organs. Might as well have a bit of a flirt though while I'm here, mightn't I? You know, like, oh yes, I will. No, I am looking for love. So while I'm here, you know, Chrissy, Derbyshire, 42 years old, riddled with ADHD, amazing in bed. Terrible out of bed. I hate being awake. Being asleep is where it's at, isn't it? I love sleeping. Love sleeping is my favourite. It's like a little bit of being dead. Cheeky little free sample of the grave. Delicious. And it's nice too because your soul gets to go off on its little adventures, you know, outside its horrible meat prison. Which I like that because normally I have to live inside this. I've put so many times in this. Call me. No, I don't want to. I don't want to. Who would want to be inside this? Your dad would. Son. No. No, I'm not really that keen on my body, but yeah, I don't think I'm very good at it. I don't think I'm very good at having a body. I don't think I'm very good at maintaining it. You know, the outside gets minimal maintenance, as you can see. The inside, just a mess. Now, I'm not doing any grooming in there. I've got naturally curly intestines. I have to straighten them, like the cool girls do. You've seen them, haven't you? The cool girls in the blonde hair, blue eyes, designer outfits, straightened intestines, long as a tennis court. I'm not like that. I'm a bit intimidated by my own insides. But I know that things are less scary if you can laugh at them, so I'm trying to find the funny side of my own insides. And it's not that hard, really. I think some of my own inside parts are quite funny. I think it's quite funny that I have a GI tract, because I grew up with G.I. Joe. Remember? Everyone's favourite real American hero doll? Gastrointestinal Joe. The only doll that's just like a long muscular tube with a mouth at one end and an anus at the other. Well, the only one that's marketed at children, anyway. That joke's probably not going in. Yeah, I think it's quite funny as well that every human being that you ever have met or ever will meet contains inside them, among other things, an entire human skeleton and some poo. In any other location, if you found that combination of things, you're calling the police. But inside you, me, the King of England, both of Jedward, that is normal. That's normal scenes. Pregnant people contain an entire human skeleton, some poo, and a live baby. And that baby's got its own stuff going on. I mean, internally, it's not busy. It's just snowed under with existential worries. Sitting there gazing out of the window of the womb with a cigarette. You don't know, man, life is pain. Will I ever escape from this prison? I'm stuck in here with a skeleton and some poo. I don't know why the baby's French. Some babies are French. It's fine. Don't think about it too much. Don't mind skeletons, actually. Quite cute, aren't they, skeletons? Spooky little guys. I think it's quite cute that every single one of us on the inside is decorated for Halloween. I think it might be nicer though if some of us, maybe like 1 in 20 of us, instead of a skeleton, just have a Christmas tree. It'd make us a weird shape. It's on the side, it's fine. But what was I going to say? This is the difficult part where I lose my place because it is a bit of a work in progress. I'm going to have a little peek. This is a peek behind the curtain for you all, aren't you lucky?
Woo! Woo! Yes! You're getting where I am height, please. It's like one of your lectures. Oh, your lectures must be really cool and
You're allowed to find them sexy, it's alright. I don't like my own skeleton though, I have to say. Not that much of a fan of my own skeleton. Partly because since I passed 40, when I wake up in the morning, I have to kind of manually reassemble it. It's not ideal. You'd think that a skeleton would be able to maintain its bones in roughly the right order. I thought that was the least it can do. If it's not sure, it can just consult the song. The thigh bone's connected to the hip bone, apparently. Tell that to my body when I wake up in the morning with my arm in my pelvis, and not in a fun way. And to make things worse, as I said, I am looking for love, and wonky body, wonky brain. It's not that easy. It's not that easy to find love when your mental and physical health aren't that great. I suppose what I'm really looking for is kind of a chiropractor with benefits. Or like a psychiatrist with a happy ending, someone just went, awakened something in the audience today. No, I really like coffee. I'd settle for a barista if you can drive and reach things off a high shelf, I'm not picky. Except that I am actually quite picky. I have a very specific type. I'll tell you my type now, and if any of you or your divorced uncle fits this bill, just let me know. Okay, my type is a standard issue dad bod middle-aged man, but with the eyes of an anime princess and the vibe of a 2016 teenage girl's Pinterest page. If any of you are too old to know what Pinterest is, don't worry about it, it'll just upset you. If any of you are too young to know what Pinterest is, it's where your mum goes to find Minions wine memes and explicit erotic fan art of Pedro Pascal. It's a wretched hive of scum and villainy, but it does have quite a lot of quite aesthetic, aspirational photos, and that is the kind of vibe I want in a man. I want a man who would take a photo of himself, clutching a pumpkin spice latte in both hands, sweater sleeves pulled down over them like little paws, post it on Tumblr, don't have time to explain what Tumblr is, and caption it, #JustManThings. That's the kind of vibe that I want in a man. I want a soft man. I want a man who is so non-threatening that he is a little bit scared of me. When it comes to a relationship, I want to be the one who wears the penis. And that is your only pegging joke. Enjoy. Talking of photos, actually. Like many of you, I'm sure, I've received the odd out of the blue penis portrait, spur of the moment, schlong snapshot, a willy on a whim, and I was wondering actually, have any of you in the audience ever received an unsolicited dick pic? Show of hands. Yes, a fair few, fair enough. Does anyone in the audience want to admit to having sent an unsolicited dick pic?
I'm kind of everything solicited.
Fair. There is a measure of implied consent. If ever any of you guys do feel like sending an unsolicited dick pic, I have to tell you, my darlings, my loves, my sweet, sweet princes, a picture of your penis is never a nice surprise. No. If you're thinking of sending a dick pic to a woman, just remember, she's seen her penis before. Yours would have to be spectacular to make her even raise an eyebrow. Yours would have to be covered in 10-carat gold, inscribed with all of the autographs of the entire Broadway cast of Cats. It would have to have two heads. One of them always tells the truth. One of them always lies. They tell the riddle. If you manage to solve the riddle, they spunk out tickets to a bottomless brunch. You know, that's how special your penis would have to be. And it's probably not. Like, it's probably just normal. It's probably just a normal willy, and that's just fine. It's absolutely fine. It might have a lot of sentimental value for you. If you've got a long-term partner, it's probably got some sentimental value for them as well. But otherwise, it's probably just normal. And if it's not normal, don't show me, show a doctor. I can't diagnose you. I can laugh. Anyway, that is your lot in terms of outside bits. Back to the inside bits. Yeah, I don't think it's particularly controversial of me to assume that most of us do in fact have some internal organs. More contentiously though, I think that some of my major organs have a good cop, bad cop situation going on. I will explain. My heart, that's the good cop, okay? No problems at all with my heart. It pumps blood around my body like an absolute champ. I want it to beat. It does beat every day so far. No problem at all with my heart. My brain, on the other hand, it's an arsehole. Not literally, of course, that would be biologically quite upsetting. I mean that my brain is a dick. Again, not literally. Just to be absolutely clear, my brain is a brain, but that's the best thing I can say about it. I hate it, it hates me, there's mutual animosity there. At best, it's kind of blithely useless. At worst, I think it might be trying to kill me. Because every day, several times a day, my brain will just go, oh no! And I'll say, what is it? And my brain will say, oh no! You've forgotten! I say, what? What have I forgotten? And my brain will say, I don't know, something probably. And the worst part is it's usually right. I usually have forgotten something because, like I said, I have zero short-term memory. Brilliant long-term, zero short-term. So I can remember word for word the song from a Chicken Bovril advert from 1988.
Free harmony.
If you're very, very good or not. I can remember that song, but I can't remember the beginning of this sentence. You know, I'm just hoping that by the time I reach a natural pause in speech, it's at least grammatically correct. So I'm there desperately trying to work out what it might be that I might have forgotten. And my brain pops up again very helpfully. Hi, excuse me, hi. Maybe you've forgotten your PE kit. And I say, no. I don't think so, brain. I'm 42 years old, actually. Do I need a PE kit? No. Do I own a PE kit? No. Am I still scared of my PE teacher? And then again, when I lay my head down to sleep at night, my brain pops up like the Microsoft Word paperclip. It looks like you're trying to have a nervous breakdown. Would you like some help with that? No! No, thank you. But it's got the bit between its teeth now, not literally, it's a brain, but it's on a roll. And it says, oh, I'm sorry to hear about that because I've got 5 hours of fake definitions of words to share with you. And I say, no, thank you, brain, I don't want that very much. And my brain says, platypus is a cat with braids. And I say, no! And my brain says, melancholy, a dog made of fruit. And I say, no! And my brain says, archetype is the answer to what kind of boat did Noah have? He had an archetype of boat. And I say, shut up! And my brain says, I see how it is. You want me to change the channel. And I say, oh God, no, please don't change the channel. But it says, no, you've twisted my arm. Not literally, it's a brain. You've persuaded me. I'm going to change the channel. And then it's a 50-50 chance of it being either a night of crippling self-loathing, so my brain reminded me of all the ways in which I might have let down myself, my child, my parents, my friends, my lovers, not in bed, just FYI. My PE teacher again, weirdly. Sometimes my country. Either that, or again on a loop, that chicken bovril advert from 1988. That advert. I'm not sponsored, yeah. I suppose other meat drinks are available, but that advert. There was a woman in that chicken bovril advert who claimed to be a fashion model. I don't think fashion models do drink liquid chicken. That has bothered me for 37 years. Because that's another thing that I really struggle with. I struggle with the kind of hierarchy of what should and should not worry me, which worries me. Like, to give an example of this, a while ago I had a bit of a day. Two things happened, which is more than normally happens to me in a day. The first thing that happened was that I had some neutral feedback from my boss. Not negative feedback, neutral feedback. But my brain's response to it, well, I'm going to be fired. You know, they've worked out I'm not a real human being and I am going to lose my job. I'm not going to be able to pay my mortgage, I'm going to lose my home. The song says nobody wants you when you're down and out, nobody's going to want me, nobody wants me now, they're going to want me even less. I'm going to become a social pariah, a warning to idle neurodivergent children. If you don't practice your small talk hard enough, you'll end up like the swamp hag. Is there even a swamp near me? What if I have to construct my own swamp? I don't know how to do that. I'm not a telmatologist. Every day's a school day. That's a real definition for you. Telmatologist, swamp specialist. I'm not a telmatologist. I'm going to fail at being a swamp hag. I'm going to die alone and unloved in a sewer, and my cat Bernard is going to feast on my corpse. Because I need positive feedback. Okay, I crave validation. When my doctor said my urine sample was perfect, without thinking, my response was, oh, thanks. Oh, this old thing. I'll put that on my CV. Put it on my Tinder profile, good sense of humour, perfect urine sample. So, you'll remember two things happened that day, okay? First thing, neutral feedback. The second thing that happened was that I slightly set my house on fire. Whoops, oh dear, what am I like? So random. Yeah, I set my house on fire a little bit. And don't get me wrong, it was a bit scary, you know, I had to use the fire blanket for the first time. As far as I was concerned, there was a very strong chance that using the fire blanket to put out the fire, I would set the fire blanket on fire. You know, it was fairly scary, but once I had the chance to kind of calm down, once I processed it a bit, my brain's response to setting my own house on fire was, oh, I tell you what, that was a nice change of pace. So I tried to quiet the stupidity with work. You know, not comedy work, real work, busy work. But my brain is still there, and I know it needs to be there so that I can live or something, but it remains loud and it remains stupid. You know, it has nothing useful to contribute. Sometimes I'll be working on my laptop, I'm not a pianist or a very good mime. I'll be working and my brain will pop up and say, hi, busy? Yes, I'm working. Working, are you? Cool. Hey, you know how you're interested in languages? Yes? And you know how the French word for bike is vélo? Yes, I think I remember that from school. Why are you telling me this? Velociraptors are called velociraptors because they used to ride bicycles. That's not true! You know that's not true! You're just doing etymology again! No, people often come up to me after my gigs and say, oh, Chrissy, I love this character you've created. No, I have several problems. I'm working on it though. I am working on it. I'm in therapy right now. Thank you. Bedside manner's a bit weird. You keep laughing at me, but I think I'm into it. It's good to talk though, isn't it? It's good to talk about your problems, whatever outlet you might have. Whether you've got access to real therapy, whether you just vent to a friend, vent on social media. I think I love the lady in the striped top over there. Looks like she might write sad songs on a ukulele, and that is absolutely fine, my friend. That is fine. It's good to talk about the ways in which we are weird and messed up and broken, because we are all weird and messed up and a little bit broken. This world, this beautiful, miraculous, lush green earth on which we live is so weird. It is so messed up. Have you ever watched a nature documentary? Don't if you want to still like nature. It is a Lovecraftian hellscape out there. An octopus's penis. Good night. No, an octopus's penis is on the end of one of its arms. It can rip it off and throw it at you if it wants to mate. Not you personally, I don't know why we locked eyes just then, but still, that doesn't feel right, does it? That is counterintuitive. If you're not at least a little bit put out by that, I put it to you that your Pornhub search history is troublingly specific. You can call it vintage anime as much as you want, Reese. I don't know how to live in a world that is so wet and squishy. I don't know how to live in a world where octopuses are out there just flinging their willies at people. Probably not people, actually, probably other octopuses. I don't know, I'm not a cephalopodologist. But I am some kind of person, you know, and how do I get on in a world where I am so full of wet, squishy, visceral guts? And the answer is, I do this. I do stand-up comedy, and it changes a person. It really does change you. I've gone from never having met a comedian in real life to everyone I know either is a comedian or will be soon. If any of you in the audience aren't stand-up comedians yet, don't fight it, just let it happen. Most notably though, when you become a stand-up comedian, I found that your priorities shift. You start to do things because you think you'll get a good anecdote out of it. So, you know, you'll take that job that you probably shouldn't, you'll go on that ill-advised date, you'll jump out of that plane. Me, I did something quite silly, really. I procreated. Yeah, I thought, you know, children, there's a rich theme of comedy there, why not push an entire human being out of the old vagina, see what happens? Sorry, when I say old vagina, it's just a term of phrase. It's no older than the rest of me. It's not a hand-me-down. Vintage purse, love it. No. I had a kid, and I think I'm doing quite well with it, really. I fed her today. No, I love being a parent. I really love having a kid. I think it is so moving being privileged to watch this screaming potato gradually blossom into a weirdly dependent flatmate. You know, I love having a kid. I love being able to share my cultural references with her. That's the best. If I could, I would share all of my cultural references with her, everything that I grew up with. And I know that I can't do that. You know, I know that she's going to have different things to look back at from me. I know that she's going to look back with fond nostalgia on the time where people were eating laundry detergent for a dare on TikTok. A reference which is simultaneously egregiously modern and already way out of date, because I don't know, look at me, I've never been cool. I've never had my finger on the cultural pulse. If I were a cultures doctor, it could be long dead and I'd have no idea. I'd still just be there in the back, kind of dancing to the Steps version of Tragedy and wondering why a fashion model would drink chicken bovril. But I share as many of my references with her as I can. So imagine my delight when once, when my daughter was very young, we were invited to what I would call a regulation wedding disco. Yeah, you know the kind where the DJ set hasn't changed since 1993, and that's okay. You know what you're going to get. It's a safe place, it's a happy place. You're going to get Oops Upside Your Head. You're going to get Superman, Cha-Cha Slide, Reese Megamix. Yeah. And I didn't see much of my daughter that night, partly because at the age of 5 she already had more of a social life than I ever will have, and partly because that night she had attached herself to my friend Julia. She followed my friend Julia around all night. And by about 11:30 midnight, Julia was understandably starting to flag. Okay, she was edging towards the boundaries of the dance floor, as you can't touch this blared on the stereo. trying to talk to another adult. And I got to watch this tiny, tiny child with the most sombre, earnest expression on her face run after her and say, "Julia, Julia, you have to stop! It's hammer time!" The thing about being a parent, though, the thing that I think any parents here will be able to identify with, is that when you are a parent, you spend so much of your life, so much of your time, your energy, your soul parenting, that when your kid's not around and you're not meant to be parenting right now, it's really hard to turn it off. Now, you do find yourself pointing out moo cows to strangers on the bus. The worst one of these that ever happened to me was my partner at the time had a friend round. So this was two guys in their late 30s, kicking back, playing cards in my living room. And let me tell you, it really does change the entire vibe of an evening. When you go up to your long-term romantic partner and his friend, who you don't know very well, lean over them and say, "Will Mummy get you a drink?" I had to have a threesome that night just to save face. You guys, I'm going to be stopping in a minute, but you guys you've just been so nice, so welcoming. I feel like I want to give something back. You know, I feel like, I just feel moved to perform something for you here. So if you'll indulge me, I would like to sing you a little song. Right. No, I don't want to take photos of you. There we go. Right, yeah. You might know it. It's an old favourite. It's from 1988.
It didn't work. The Bluetooth didn't work, Joe. The Bluetooth didn't work. Never mind, right, we're doing it into the mic.
Everything's fine.
Go to the beginning.
I'm a fashion model. I'm right on top. Always busy, no time to stop. I drink chicken bovril when my body's on the go. 1 cup, 20 calories, that's real low. It's quick to mix, it's the taste for me. Chicken bovril, naturally, whatever the city, you'll hear my voice. Chicken bovril, the natural choice. You've been absolutely amazing. I love watching you.